So guys, you have seen my previous episode in which I introduced you to the pirates, Barbary pirates who were attacking the English coast. Especially the episode was about the Falmouth pirates, and amazing facts you have seen. But I want to take you back slightly. So these pirates were attacking in the 16th, 17th up to the 18th century when they were defeated by the American, European and the British fleet. They joined together and burned down all the ships of the Barbary pirates, and finally that piracy came to an end. But I want to take you back to the 14th century when there is a very popular women figure from the Muslim Berber world, which the world do not know much about it, and or you can say the historians, especially the Portuguese and the Spanish historians, they have portrayed this lady as a sort of a villain because they were quite troubled. An unknown character of Muslim history, but she was the female pirate, and her name was Sayyida al Hurra. From the city of Tetouan, and Tetouan is in present Morocco. I can show you on this map now. You can see this is Tetouan, which is, but in that time, in about 1480, 1487, Tetouan was a deserted place. When Granada fell and Undulus game was finished, Muslims were taken out of Undulus, they were expelled. Most of these Muslims from Granada and rest of the coastal towns of Spain migrated to Morocco. And in Morocco at that time, the ruling dynasty was called as Wassid dynasty. And Wassid dynasty, what they did, this city, Tetouan, was completely destroyed by Portuguese and the Spaniards because they were constantly attacking the coastal towns of Africa to get hold of the Mediterranean Sea so that their trade can flourish. They got control of Ceuta in 1415, and then Melilla, which got under Spanish rule in early 15th century. I think it was 1490 or something. Still, if you look on the history, just Google it, Ceuta and Melilla are still these two cities on Moroccan soil, African soil, but under control of the Spaniards. These are the Spanish enclaves, like Gibraltar is British enclave. What's he doing in, Spain says this is ours. Same way, Lanzarote, Tenerife, they all, they went under Spanish control, and still Morocco claimed that this is our land, Ceuta is our land, Melilla is our land. So anyway, so this city Tetouan was left. There was a man called as Abu al-Hasan Mirandi. He escaped from Granada, and at that time the Wassid dynasty ruler, the king, allowed him to establish Tetouan. So he came with many Muslims, nobles, families from Undulus, and he was allowed to refurbish Tetouan into a city again. This was destroyed by the Spaniards and the Portuguese. Sayyida Hurra, when she grew older, she was an expert in different languages, in the art of warfare, and many intellectual subjects. In a very young age she learned. She was the one who gave very tough time to the Portuguese and Spanish trade. Tetouan was the place where Sayyida al Hurra, which is not her actual name, and I'll tell you, Hurra name came from, Hurra was the name of the mother of last Amir, last king of Granada, Boabdil. And her mother's name was Al Hurra, and people say that from there, because she was a very brave lady, and then she got this name Sayyida al Hurra. सो बार्थोलोमो डियास, इस करेक्टर को बताना बड़ा ज़रूरी है जब मैं सैयद अल हुर्रा की स्टोरी बता रहा हूँ. सो बार्थोलोमो डियास वाज ए पोर्चुगीज़ नेविगेटर एंड एक्सप्लोरर. In 1487 he was the one who explored the sea and find out about the most southern part of Africa. So basically he was the one before Vasco da Gama. He took his ship with his men and went all the way Cape Verde, and from Cape Verde he went to the southern tip of Mosley Bay, which is in South Africa at the moment. And from there his crew was very tired, so basically what they said, they wanted to return. But Bartholomew Diaz was the person who invented this new route. That was the route which was taken later by Vasco da Gama in 1497. So he went to Cape Good Hope, Cape Verde, and then Mosley Bay, and then returned because his men was very tired. Many of them died due to cholera and different conditions, so he came back to Portugal. And later, he was the first one to introduce this route, but he didn't got that appreciation as Vasco da Gama. So Portuguese later, in 1497, the king sent Vasco da Gama out. So Vasco da Gama took the route from Canary Island. He stopped, and from Canary Island he went to Cape Verde, and from Cape Verde he went to the Mosley Bay, and from there somewhere closer to Madagascar, and from Madagascar he ported at Egyptian port, and straight from Egyptian port he went to India. So after this he did 2 more trips very shortly in India, and about 1530, that was his last trip to India, he died of cholera in India and buried there. But it was the golden period where she 30 years ruled the sea of that Mediterranean strip. This was the only port of Tetuan which was in control of the Muslims at that time. There was an animosity because of fall of Andalus as well. They wanted to take revenge, so there was a mixed type of feeling. So this is the hidden figure. History doesn't portray her, but a very popular only woman who fought for the right of the people. So my aim was just to give you a brief history of this legendary figure in the late 14th and early 15th century, named as the female pirate of Berber world, known as Sayyida al Hurra.